Hi everyone, we're here in my 2001 Corvette Z06. Going to do a quick rundown of the current status of the wireless interface for C6 steering wheel. This is a device that I've been developing for a while now that takes the C6 steering wheel control buttons and interfaces them using a standard C5 clock spring, which doesn't have the wires for it, and it sends the signals wirelessly between the steering wheel and the stereo. This is one side, this is called the master, and the steering wheel contains the slave side, and they continuously interact with each other. And so I wanted to just give a quick demo of the current status, which includes long press functionality of the steering wheel buttons, as well as a sleep mode, which I won't be demonstrating in this video, but you'll just have to take my word for it. So to start with, I have a joying head unit. I don't know if it's going to come through very clearly on here, but I'm going to go and set up all of the steering wheel controls on here. I'm going to clear everything out. I don't know if that'll come through very well, but they all say null, which means that everything is zeroed out. And so I'm going to go ahead and start doing the programming. So for starters, for car stereos that can do programming for the steering wheel controls, you'll go ahead and you'll hold down this down button on the steering wheel for a couple seconds, and that'll put it into a learning mode. So for example, if I press volume up, I can come over here and do volume up, and then I'll go ahead and do volume down, and you can see the yellow. When I press on a button on the steering wheel, it turns yellow down here, and it lets you do the learning functionality. So for up, I like to do skip forward. And then for down, I like to do skip backwards. It's a little hard to see on here, but it's all the way over there. And then for the 1 to 6 button, I like to do play pause. And then this is where we start getting into the fun stuff. So for volume down, if you hold that for a couple seconds and then let go, I like to do mute. And then for the 1 to 6 button, if you hold it down for a couple seconds, you can assign some other functionality. Okay, so this is actually something I was going to get to. I wasn't going to get to it yet, but I normally have it set so that it times out after 60 seconds for the learning mode on the controls. And that's actually so that you don't forget to undo the learning mode. Because, for example, if you had it in learning mode and you pressed volume up, it would effectively be like holding down volume up for 5 seconds. And trust me, you don't want that. So after 60 seconds, it times out. So you can see when I push a button on here, it just kind of quickly flashes on the screen. So you have to go back into learning mode. Hold that for a couple seconds, and now if I press a button, for example, it goes into learning mode on the stereo. And so I'm going to long press on this 1 to 6 button, and I'm going to choose my action. Let's try that again. There we go. And so in this case, I'm going to use the power button. In other stereos, I would do probably a source or something like that, but I found that for this drawing stereo, the source doesn't really do much. All right, and then I'm going to hold down the down arrow for a couple seconds and let go, and then just test to make sure, yeah, I'm not in learning mode anymore. All right, so I've got all of my things programmed, and I'll do a little demo. So if I press volume up, it's kind of hard to tell, but the volume is going up. Volume down. And so I'm going to bring the volume up a little bit, and I'm going to hold down the volume button for a couple seconds. And when I let go, it mutes, goes to 0. And then if I do the same thing, hold it down for a couple seconds and let go, it brought the volume back up, so it unmuted. And so if I go ahead and do the 1 to 6 button, and I'll long press that, I set it as a power button, so when I let go, the screen turns off. Same thing, press and hold it for a couple seconds, and the screen turns back on because I had it set for power. And now it's going to start or open up my media player. So now I just had it do play pause for short press. Play pause, and then up was skip forward, so we'll go to the next track. Skip backward, go to the previous track. So everything on here works, and I haven't really found any issues with it, which I've been pretty happy with. And I hope that some of you get to enjoy this and maybe took something away from this video. Thanks for watching.